the Crane Room for your lunch and dinner rendezvous. You'll enjoy their pleasant atmosphere. The Crane Room takes pride in their wide variety menu. Appetizers, sandwiches, soups, salads, entrees, pasta, and the best burgers in town. Newcastle's best selection of domestic, import, and craft beers from around the world, and the Crane Room features a 35-tap draft system. Ask about their daily specials that will please you every time. The Crane Room is located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553.
Let's talk with Norm.
We're with
Norm Lutton.
Norm, you're the owner of Crazy Car Restoration. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's a new company we're opening up. Originally, we was Lutton Auto Repair, and we're adding on a little bit. And we're trying to bring out some custom cars for people somewhere in between the $5,000 and $20,000 range, what people can actually afford today. Anymore, all these cars are so expensive. We're just trying to make ends meet for other people.
That sounds great now.
But I've been fixing cars for over 35 years.
That's great.
So when you have a repair, big or small, call Norm.
Hi friends, I'm Gary West, and whether you find Augustine's Pizza at your local grocery store or at their restaurant in Newcastle, the folks at Augustine's Pizza hope that their pizza is always your first choice for any and all occasions. Bill's Bake Shop will make you happy. Bill Cast is the owner, and he and his staff keep the tradition going with all those bakery items that you remember as a kid. Just to name a few items, Bill makes cream sticks, cinnamon rolls, bear claws, cream horns, cannoli, cakes, pies, cookies, bread, pizza, and so much more. Bill's Bake Shop, located at 228 North Liberty Street of the Mahoningtown section of Newcastle, is open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 to 5, and Sunday, 7 to 2, closed on Monday. Bill's, where smiles are everywhere. Call 724-654-4223.
2P, Gifts and Thrifts, Many Treasures. Now let's talk with one of the owners. Hi, this is NCTV45, and your name is?
Paula Mandaglio.
Paula, pleased to meet you. Can you tell us a little bit about 2Ps, Gifts and Thrifts?
Absolutely. Our thrifts and gifts. We do high-end thrift items, personalized gifts, and repurposed furniture.
We're going to catch up with Peggy.
Sure.
Is
Peggy Cousins.
And can you tell us a little bit about thrifts and gifts? 2P. You have giftware.
Uh-huh.
And I see the kids' clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mini department store.
Correct.
There you go. Well,
we have something for everyone.
2P, Gifts and Thrifts. The Beanery Depot and Deli. Coffee, made-to-order subs, snacks, and more. Meatball sandwiches, fresh and hot. Pepperoni rolls, fish sandwiches, chicken, milkshakes. The Beanery Deli. When you're hungry for something special, and it won't cost you a lot of beans.
This is NCTV45. You can watch us anytime on your time.
Hi, I'm Gary West for NCTV45, and this is another edition of Focus NC, and we give you Focus NC every week. And this is a two-parter, part one of a two-parter, and I want to welcome my guest today, Dr. D.Wrightson. Welcome, Dr. John.
Hello.
Good to have you on board with us today. And he is at 3212 Wilmington Road, Newcastle. That's in Neshannock Township. And it's Joshua Son Rehabilitation and Pain Management. 724-598-2280 to contact Dr. Wrightson and his staff. And we're going to give you that phone number again. Well, welcome again, and why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself before we get into pain management?
Okay, well, I'll try to give the abridged version. I went to college in Central New York at Hobart, received a BS in chemistry there. From there, I went on to medical school at the State University of New York, Health Science Center at Syracuse. Graduated there in 1989. Did my internship at a local hospital there, St. Joseph's. I went on to complete my anesthesia residency at Albany Medical Center. From there, I went on to do a second residency at Albany Medical Center in anesthesia. After I finished my residency training there, I went on to do residency training in physical medicine and rehabilitation at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. I completed that training in 1999, and then went on to do fellowship training in spine, sports, and musculoskeletal medicine and interventional pain management at the University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey. And from there, I came back to Pittsburgh, and I worked about 6 months for an orthopedic group in Pittsburgh, and then came back to Newcastle and started my own practice in 2001, and I've been here ever since.
How about family life?
Originally, I grew up in Syracuse, New York, born and raised there. Went to college at Hobart, as I said earlier, which was only about 50 miles west. And then went back to Syracuse again for medical school. So spent most of my early years in and around the Syracuse area.
Now, as we mentioned, the name of his practice is Joshua-son Rehabilitation Pain Management. And not only do you have the location in the area, but you have a couple other locations, correct?
Yes, we have a location in Chippewa. And we also have a third location in the Franklin Oil City area in Seneca, Pennsylvania.
Why the name Joshua-son?
Well, it's, as it might imply, I actually named the practice after my son. So it just...
Straightforward,
just kind
there
of
it is.
stuck,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How old is he?
He's 17. He's a senior at Wilmington Area High School this year. He's playing football and wants to follow in my footsteps.
That was the next question.
Yeah, so that's what his plans are at this point.
Yeah, we wish him all the best.
Thank you.
How long have you had your office in Newcastle area now, did you say?
I started my practice actually in March of 2001. I started actually in New Wilmington at Dr. Barshowski's office. My current location, I started in March of 2003, and that has been my main office ever since then.
How long has the title physiatrist been in existence? Because I don't think, and this is just a personal opinion, I don't think that too many people use that term.
Yes. Actually, it's one of the newer accredited specialties, having been born about because of all the traumatic amputations in World War II, as well as spinal cord injuries and traumatic brain injuries. So it was established in or around 1946.
Your goal, I know, is to manage and alleviate pain with non-operative interventions for your patients. So could you expand on that a little bit?
Yes. We try to use a multitude of treatment modalities, which can include physical therapy, massage therapy, chiropractic forms of therapy, medication therapy, even psychotherapy, and we do a whole variety of different interventional pain techniques, all in an effort to try to improve function, reduce pain, and remove the need for patients to have more invasive types of surgeries. So that's our main goal. So we try to employ all of those techniques to try to achieve that. And when we are unable to do that, then we will refer patients on to the appropriate surgical follow-up.
Can you get into just a little bit of the highlights about the pain management techniques, which are less invasive and they're safer and more cost-effective?
Yes, we do a whole host of interventional techniques from starting from the head down. We will do occipital nerve blocks. We can do cervical epidural injections, facet joint blocks. We can do for patients that have upper extremity RSD, which is very painful pain syndrome. We can do stellate ganglion blocks in the thoracic spine. We can do interlaminar and transforaminal types of injections. Again, facet joint injections. Typically in the thoracic spine is where we see a lot of shingles, so patients develop a chronic painful condition called post-herpetic neuralgia. And for those patients, we can do procedures such as dorsal root ganglion rhizotomies, where we can actually employ heat to disrupt the cell body of the sensory nerves so that their perception of pain in that specific location won't be perceived by the patient because the sensory nerves have been ablated. And we can do other things in the basically the same thing in the lumbar spine. And for patients that are no longer amenable to those types of things, we can do minor surgical procedures to implant pain pumps and also to implant spinal cord stimulators to alleviate essentially axial pain and pain in the extremities.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about that specific subject in the next segment about the implants. Now, what you just mentioned, are these the most current procedures, or is it a mixture of some of the procedures that have been time tested and some new procedures?
It's a combination of both. The big push in healthcare right now, and we can see it coming to fruition in our attempts to continue pursuing these procedures through insurance requirements of prior authorization. That
We're going to talk more about that too.
That people are looking, or the insurance companies are looking toward procedures that have been time tested that also have research to back up the efficacy of the injection. So that the trend is toward doing procedures where studies have been performed that will corroborate that the procedures will work to relieve patients' pain.
Dr. Wrightson, do you do most of your procedures at your office?
The majority of them we can do in the office. And a lot of patients will get nervous or they're afraid of some of these procedures, and they're also afraid sometimes to do them where they're wide awake. However, the procedures are very safe. They are not very painful, and in terms of preventing potential complications that are associated with the procedures, the safest way to do those actually is for the patient to be awake, because they are actually the best monitor to prevent complications from the procedures.
My guest today is Dr. John Wrightson from the Joshua Son. I want to make sure I get it right because it's a long title. It's the Joshua Son Rehabilitation and Pain Management, located at 3212 Wilmington Road, Newcastle, which is in the Shannock Township area. And you can give Dr. Wrightson a call, he or his staff, at 724-598-2280. Any other ways to get a hold of you?
We do have a website that patients can try to contact us on that, and we also have a Facebook page too. So, and patients are able to communicate with us that way as well.
And his hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Well, that's going to wrap up segment one. We got a whole lot more to talk about with Dr. Wrightson, so make sure you tune into segments 2. There might even be a segment 3. That's a possibility. So thank you, Dr. Wrightson, for being with us. I'm Gary West. This is another edition of Focus NC on NCTV45. We have a great relationship with Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors in downtown Newcastle at 210 East Washington Street. And whenever you watch Focus NC, my wardrobe is furnished by Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors.
Dan's Auto Body and Repair. Daniel McClure says we do complete paint jobs using Sherman-Williams Ultra 700. Minor fender benders, no problem. Free estimates, frame straightening, and rust repair. Competitive pricing on bodywork. We waive the deductible. Visit our website for information on insurance myths. We also do collision. Visit dansautobodyrepair.com or 724-657-3647. Quiet, relaxing tranquility. That's Bethy's Bakery and Eatery in Volant, Pennsylvania. But you may ask, is it a bakery or is it a restaurant? Bakery, restaurant. Well, they have cakes of every kind. And not only that, they have burgers also. And turnovers, and salads, and donuts, and nachos, and cupcakes, and cream puffs, and just goes on and on. But let's not forget, home of the plate-sized cinnamon roll. Is it a bakery? Is it a restaurant? You decide. Bethy's in Vogue. McCree Sports, 835 Moravia Street, wants you to be on top of your game. Go to McCree Sports for all your sporting needs. You can call them at 724-654-6065. McCree Sports. They'll make you shine.
It's Little Johnny's Pizza 2 in downtown Newcastle with a great variety menu that you will tell everybody about. Chris Quiera, the owner, is here with more information.
Stop down and see us at Little Johnny's 2. We're located at 130 East Washington Street, or give us a call at 724-657-2210.
It's Butts Flowers when you want a wide variety of flowers for any occasion. They also have a selection of fine gifts and more. Butts Flowers is conveniently located in downtown Newcastle at 120 East Washington Street. Call Butts Flowers at 724-652-7727 or toll free from anywhere, 1-800-443-7726. It's Butts Flowers in downtown Newcastle. Make it Lanigan's Irish Pub, where you'll be amazed with the weekly specials. Pub grub, salads, burgers, sandwiches, Irish specialties, and desserts. Lanigan's has a full bar featuring domestic, craft, and Irish draft beer. You can also book a party at Lanigan's at 126 East Washington Street in downtown Newcastle. As they say at Lanigan's Irish Pub, the best Irish food since Ireland. Call 724-657-3444.
Talk about convenient. Located just off the 422 bypass on Center Avenue, Kaito's Restaurant, Catering, and Banquet Center is perfect for parties or business meetings. Spacious and contemporary, they feature large portions at low prices. Make Kaito's your choice. Call 724-535-3530.
This is NCTV 45. You can watch us anytime on your time.